awesome show. The debut of Toni Storm, interesting. Look, she belongs here.
Yeah.
Um, I am hyped if she works Mercedes Martinez at any time because that's one of the best match. No, that's one of the best matches I've ever seen live. Was Rise 8 here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. No.
It was Toni Storm versus Mercedes Martinez. Watch it on YouTube. It's fantastic. They go all over the place. They almost kill me at one point. It's fantastic. My only issue with this, and I guess we could get into it. I mean, we can skip around matches and stuff like that if we talk way too much Toni Storm here, unless you want me to just wait on this.
No, we can get to the match later, but just thoughts on Toni Storm debuting and her as a wrestler and what she brings to the table.
Okay, I wish she had gotten a stronger debut. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know that there are people with stopwatches going how much women's wrestling was on this show. And I think you can avoid that. I think you can ignore that on a debut. If you want to make a star, have somebody come out, destroy somebody, and leave. Because it's never going to get better than the big pop. It never is. So just less is more. Have them destroy somebody with their finisher, come in. But she is already top 2 or 3 in this women's division in terms of charisma. I don't know how good of a promo she cuts necessarily. I think that'll be a huge. If she can cut a good promo in AEW, she's top 2 because she's already a great wrestler. I think she looks fantastic. She looks like she's dropped about 15 pounds since she left WWE as well. Not that she didn't look good before. I got people jumping down my throat when I said Toni looks good. She always looks good, Jeff. I'm like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
What I meant was she's slimmer than I remember her, and she looks in very good shape right now.
And that she's in a much better shape, which I think she focused on that, and there was obviously some other outside issues and distractions that were going on in WWE, but she seems a little bit happier now. And when you're happier, mentally, physically, that comes with it too, and you get yourself back in the gym, you trim down, you eat better. She seems like she's in a much better place.
I'll tell you something else. I talked to the writer at WWE who was in charge of the Toni Storm angles. And when she debuted, he's like, I'm crestfallen right now. and then he wrote, I think Bunny's getting too much offense, which I agreed with. And then we were kind of clouded back and forth. It's like, oh, don't you wish you could have Toni Storm? I was kind of dealing with it. And the last thing he wrote to me was, needs more pies. Because of the angle with Charlotte on Thanksgiving where they had pies on the table, which was not his idea, by the way. It was one of those things thrust upon him. But no, he was a huge Toni Storm fan. It was like, I can't wait to write angles for her. Pitched a million ideas for her. Some of them were good. Some of them seemed a bit sketchy to me, but he told me all about them. And no, I think Toni Storm is a great addition to a women's division that needs more star power.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment that she looks like she's in much better shape and she seems happier. She's in a great place here. I automatically would put her right at the top of this division. I think she should blow through this tournament, and then I happen to like Thunder Rosa, but I would have no qualms about just switching that title immediately over to Toni Storm and just making a superstar.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. It's just how much do you see? They're already playing hot potato with the TNT title. I don't know if we want to do that with another title as well. I mean, I was thinking maybe Jade and taking the title, having her take the title off of her sooner than later.
Yeah, I'd be down with that too. But I just have. I'm not a big WWE watcher, but when I did watch, I watched a lot of her stuff. I actually caught some of her stuff in NXT as well, and I was just like, this person is a superstar. Like, this is somebody you can build an entire division around. But she's could only be one, depending on her promo ability, right? We got to see how she is in the promo, but everything else, the whole package is there, and it's not just about being. And I'll get to Thunder Rosa's promo later, but not about being the top of the women's division, but she could be one of the biggest stars in your company, I think.
Yeah, if you watch her in the Mae Young Classics, I mean, it's obvious that people there thought she was very talented as well. So I mean, again, if she can cut a promo, she's top 2 in the company, probably behind Britt. I would say in terms of that, they need people who can talk on the stick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice addition with, I mean, Dude, I'm even here for her versus Serena Deeb at this point. I think Serena Deeb born again hardcore here, and Toni Storm in a very good place. I think they could have a very good match. I'm here for that.
They could. And next we got the one of the bigger moments of the night. We got Owen Hart Foundation tournament qualifier. You had the Bunny coming out in her Harley Quinn cosplay like every other damn wrestler in the world. And then
look, we're expanding the Batman cosplays from Joker and Harley. At least we have a black mask one with Andrade, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, now we need I was watching Batman the animated series on HBO Max. I've never seen it before.
Wow.
I totally missed it. So I'm watching it, and I'm a few episodes in, and they had this really cool character called Clayface.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how they're gonna bring in Clayface, but I was
in Clayface.
No, and then Mr. Freeze, of course, was on the previous episode. So there's a lot more cosplay they can do in that.
They can never mention kill or death on those shows. So there was a opportunity lost because they could never do a Deadshot episode, and I think Deadshot in the Batman. Okay, this is a tangent, so never mind. Let's look. The Bunny seems personable from the vlogs I've watched.
Yeah, very nice person, I think.
Very nice. I think that match with her and Penelope versus Ty and Anna Jay, that hardcore tag match they had on Friday, on that Friday Rampage, I think the first one of the year or New Year's Eve or whatever it was, I think that over-delivered. I thought that was fantastic, and I had a blast watching it. She doesn't need to be protected here.
No.
She doesn't need to be protected here, Mike.
Yeah,
look, big pop. You're never gonna top that pop with no matter what you do. So do the short match.
Mm-hmm.
Hit your finisher so everybody knows what your finisher is. Get the same pop because it hasn't died yet, and leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. And she is a star in 1 week. Anybody who does this is a star in 1 week. This was the greatness of the squash match in 80s territory wrestling. Is they'd come in, do 30 seconds, do their finisher, come out and talk for 90 seconds, and you thought they were a big deal. Let's make them a big deal. Make stars a big deal again. Get your red hats and print those out. No, I just want people to be big deals again. And again, you don't have to do this every week, but you work up to the matches where people have to get offense on her. She was selling for way too long. Too long. I am fine with a Road Warriors type of squash here, which the Road Warriors were great at it. That's why the Road Warriors were one of the biggest draws in history.
Yeah. So Toni should have come in, let the Bunny, and look, the Bunny is what the Bunny is. She's never going to be better than she is right now. She's not ever going to be pushed. She's kind of been mediocre. She was mediocre in Impact, and I'm sure she's a fine person, okay? She's a good person to have on your roster. She can lose a lot of matches. Great. Toni Storm should have come in, maybe sold one move, and then just steamrolled her, hit her. She actually hit her the pile driver there and got the finish there.
Was it Storm Warning or
the Storm? Something. There's a storm brewing. What do they call that?
Yeah,
I think I retweeted Lariato. Storm Zero is what it's called.
Storm Zero. That's fine. No, what you do. She gets on the turnbuckles. Bunny attacks her from behind, gets one move, and then it's all Toni after that.
There you go.
Pin for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Tops. Pin her. Get out of there. Okay, Bunny got her one move in. Boom, and you're out. Yeah, I agree. I like her theme.
Great.
It's very Hart-esque. It sounds like.
Barracuda.
Sounds like they got. It sounded very much like Barracuda. That was my thinking too.
Mikey Ruckus said it was like Barracuda meets the Immigrant Song. I was trying to pull up the tweet, and he combined it with another song there. But he did a great job on that.
I wonder if he got the Wilson sister to sing it, because I was thinking that for a second. I was like,
that'd be.
But no, that's perfect. That would be perfect for that. And you know what? I'm kind of glad they didn't harp on the because this is what WWF did, was harp on the '80s thing, the '80s child thing. I like these subtle hints instead. But no, again, Toni Storm looks better than I've ever seen her. To be honest with you, I mean, in terms of physical shape and you're fat shape. No, I'm not. I'm just saying she looks slim. She looks happy. She looks ready to go. She has a lot more money due to her OnlyFans.
Yeah.
30,000 in a month? Jesus.
That's insanity.
But again, a welcome addition to this women's division. Very happy for her.
Very, very, very happy. Just next time, don't go through the commercial break with freaking Bunny. What are you doing, Toni?
Yeah, we don't need a heat segment with the Bunny.
Yeah, I think some JD, my podcast host, he related it to the Allen Angels, Kenny Omega. I was like, well, no, because A, Kenny Omega was already over, and B, they were trying to see what they had with Allen Angels, and they know what they have with him now, but they were, looking at the guy to bringing him in, and so they let him have a long match with Kenny, but people like to see Kenny in long matches. Toni Storm needs to get over, and I think Jake Roberts had the great line years ago. He got yelled at by Vince McMahon when he was having these great matches when he first came to WWF. He's like, look, I'm not here. I don't want you here to have great matches. I want you to get over.
I want you to get over. Yeah.
And then she can end up having the great matches.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't really see the correlation. So
I like big matches, but the big matches have to happen at specific times. I like big matches and great matches on pay-per-views.
Yes.
Or in television main events. That's all. I mean, other than that, you can give me squash matches all night and I'll be happy.
Give me
people will be bigger
and
stars.
Stories. Give me characters and stories and promos that deliver.
Promos.
And then you can have the great matches too, but not everybody needs to have a great match on the show. So
yeah, and the lower tier guys don't have to have a great match.
Especially the Bunny.
Sorry to say that.
Not
the Bunny.
Give me a break, Bunny. What are you doing? I watched her get murdered on Impact in 2018, and then I see her here still kicking. So, did you ever see that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you're not.
I
better
did
for
actually.
It, but you did.
Well, no. Well, I mean, look. I have a soft spot in my heart for Sue Young, and they were kind of doing the same thing with her. So, Bunny does not need any offense in this match. Somebody should have written that note. Yeah. Somebody should have written that. She does not need any offense. She'll be fine. Her husband works here. We're good.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, y'all. This is Double G from the Fight Game Media Network. I wanted to tell you about our new series of combat sports podcasts on our free and Patreon tiers. Let's talk about all the shows on our free Fight Game Media Network feed. We have The Wrap, hosted by Keela Cash, which covers the week in WWE. The Boom, hosted by James McDaniel and Kevin Eli on all things AEW wrestling. For MMA fans, we have In the Clinch, hosted by Paul Fontaine and Ryan Frederick. Boxing fans will love Pound for Pound, hosted by Carlos Toro and Robert Silva. Write That Down is our Japanese wrestling history show with Justin Nipper and the legendary Fumi Saito. And finally, our weekend show by John LaRocca called Take It Home. And now let's talk about our Patreon, the newly branded Fight Game Media Network Plus. We have our 1997 Raw review version of the Fight Game podcast, hosted by myself and John LaRocca. Paul Fontaine and Jeff Hawkins host the Dynamite Show, which goes up every Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite is done. On Fridays, we have two shows that drop. The first is the full version of Brace for Impact, hosted by Mike Gilbert and JD Oliva, all on Impact Wrestling. That is the full version, which is on the Patreon. They also have a free feed of their Impact Wrestling review portion of the show, and you can find that wherever podcasts are found, searching for Brace for Impact. And lastly, on the Patreon, the 5-star Joshi Show, hosted by Scott Edwards. My video show, Observe This, is on our YouTube channel, but you'll be able to hear the audio version of it on the Patreon. We also have pay-per-view recaps as well as monthly bonus content from every podcast in our free network tier. And lastly, a Q&A with Dave Meltzer. All of that is for $5 a month. You can find all the links of where to hear our shows in the description of this video. Support the Fight Game Media Network by subscribing to our free network and Brace for Impact feeds. And please, please, please rate us 5 stars. And please check out our Patreon as well. Thanks for watching.